Hello everyone. This is my first ever video which I'm recording. That's why I'm a little bit nervous as well, I can say. So, on this channel, basically, I will be documenting my projects which I will be creating, not because I want some, you can say, any monetary benefit from it, but I just want to record myself creating some projects and just got the journey, how I started creating a project, how did I finish it, what was my mindset during the creation of the project. So that's all this channel will be all about. And now, not spending the lot of time on giving an introduction and telling the purpose of this channel. I would like to simply start with my first overview. I don't know how long this project is going to take, but I have like the title of the project with me and the features of this project with me, like what I'm going to create. I have already decided and a high level design of the project. So first of all, let me set a timer for myself as I'm not well right now. Um, wait a second, please. So I will be setting. So this timer is basically to notify me in every we can say 2 minutes. I will wake up from the desk, stand up from a desk, and go and have a walk because I am suffering from a stiff neck right now. My physio has recommended to, not sit in a static position for a long time. So I will be like standing up and taking a break every 20 minutes, moving my neck around my body around. So everything like constantly moves and I can finally get relief from this pain which I am having right now. So yes, moving on to the project thing, as you have already seen the glimpse of this, you can say this is an Obsidian node where I'm storing all the things regarding the project and the video. So this I'm not going to create this project in a single sitting. This is my first sitting, in which I'm going to start designing, or we can say start the foundation of this project. So in this first part, I would like to explain what the project is about and what are the things that I have currently thought of, that the building process, how I'm going to create this project. So first of all, this project, as the name suggests, this is a mini SQL project. I will also put it in the title so everyone can know what this video is all about. So the project name is mini SQL. As you all know, in SQL is basically a structured query language which is used to manipulate databases, especially relational databases. So that is what I'm trying to replicate right now. Being a third year student, I know the basics of SQL, the basics of storage, and how everything flows inside your PC. So I'm just going to replicate that using C++ we can use. So the goal of this project is to create a database management system or a query language which understands these following commands. We can create table, we can insert into tables, we can retrieve values from the tables using the select statements, addition of a conditional statement into the select statement, and data manipulation as well, update statements for changing. You all know what update statements are, and integrating it with the like values and conditional statements. Also, these are the basically manipulation statements. So this is my goal. Like at that, when I will be finishing the video, my aim is to append all of these features into the my project. So right now I have prepared a high level design, like how these features will be implemented in the project, like how the workflow the project will basically go. So the high level design goes something like this. There's a user like me or you or anyone who will be using this project. CLI is basically command line input. So anything you see here, this is basically your command line. So If right now I'm not having any project, but let's say if I execute, this is a pseudo something like if I execute my mini SQL, it will work similarly like Python. Like if I write Python, I get access to this Python ID. So similarly, I am planning on to, oh, I am planning on writing something like mini SQL and my ID should start here. So I will be taking input through CLI commands. So I will have to create a program first that starts the SQ, my project basically into CLI ID. Then a user will be writing, um, what happened? Okay. So the user will be writing, let's say the project has started. So the user will be writing the queries over there, self from students and all. Once the student, if any user writes it and presses enter, then this structure will be going through all these phases. I don't know, like if any junior student is watching this or a early engineer is watching this, maybe you are not familiar with these terms, but I will be using a parser, an executor, a database, a storage engine, and this. So I'm going to explain how all these things will be working according to me as of now. So a user came, started my application. He is now on the CLI input thing. The user wrote this SQL query. It's not SQL query. This is my mini SQL query, my own project. So mini SQL query has been written down on the CLI. Once the query is written, it goes through the parser. What parser does is it will tokenize the overall string input. Tokenization basically means like dividing the string into the smallest possible set of strings. You can say this is the complete string. The smallest unit here will be select the string, not the character. I'm talking about the string word. So the smallest word will be select, then star, then from, then students. So this is what tokenization is. Then I will validate the syntax. Like if anyone has written the select but has not specified if the column is present or not present, I will be throwing error accordingly. So this is what syntax validation is. Then I will have to create objects. This is something going towards the low level design. I will be going over there in upcoming, you can say, sessions. This is the first session where I will be like determining the high level design idea. Then comes the executor. These tokenized strings will go to the executor. Executor basically will parser will only like validate if the syntax is correct or not. If the syntax is wrong, then there is no point of further processing it. So as soon as I encounter an error in the parser stage, I will throw an error directly and will stop the process then and over there. But if the syntax is correct, then we will have to pass this to the executor. You can say executor is basically the commander of this project. Executor will tell the database what to do, what are the queries that have been asked by the user to perform. So let's say our syntax was correctly fine. Now it has been processed and forwarded to the executor now. The executor will check like what are the columns, what are the rows which the user is asking for. Then the executor will simply do its own thing. I also don't know right now what the executor will do, but executor will be acting as a commander in this project right now. We will figure it out how these statements will be executed by the executor. We will think about it. So once the executor has done its processing, it will be passing commands to the database. Okay, database, fetch these tables, fetch these rows, fetch these columns and all. So database will be directly talking with the storage. Storage as in the files that are written on your PC. That's the very basic thing. So the database will tell the storage engine, I want these things from this table, this row, this particular column, apply these conditions and all and all. So this is what the database will be working on. Database is, as you all know, it is a collection of all the data that you have stored. So that is all for now. It will be managing the tables, all the requests which we are sending, and will maintain the metadata. Metadata is basically the data about data. Then comes the storage engine. Storage engine is basically the actual doer of this project. Right now, all these things are just passing the commands. Okay, you have to do this. Okay, you have to do this. You have to do this. But this is the thing which will be actually doing the thing, writing the files, reading the files, persisting or updating the files, saving the files. All these things will be done by the storage engine. All once the commands passes through the database towards the storage engine will act upon the command which has been passed down through the hierarchy. And once we get the result, we will be displaying it back to the CLI terminal as an output. So that is all for now, which I have thought of the high level design, the goal which we are having. Now in the next session, I will be planning upon. I will be thinking about the low level design first. What will be the exact features of this project? What are the classes? What are the functions that I will be creating? What is the directory structure of this project? I will be coming on to it in the next session. Right now, this is all I could think of before starting this video. So yes, I'm signing it off for now, and I will come back once I have figured out the low level design. So yes, this was the first recording. Okay, let's see how this project goes.